Hey everybody, welcome back to the Smileys, and we're here to talk about lobster today. And we've got a lobster tail special on this weekend for Mother's Day, but you can cook lobster anytime, anywhere, any place. It's always fantastic, particularly the cold water tails that we have this weekend. So happy Mother's Day to everybody, all those mothers out there. We're very happy to have the moms with us and very sorry to miss those that are not. So let's honor all them, but let's also move forward with our Mother's Day special. So here we go with the lobster stuff. So we've got a few ingredients with us today. We've got our lobster tails. We've got a couple cold water tails here today. We're going to show a little bit how to serve them up and cook them up and split them. Going to give you a nice easy technique to do it so you don't have to have a pot of boiling water on the stove. You can just fire them in the oven and serve them up and pop them right. They'll pop right out of the shell. We're going to do that actually before we put them in the oven so they're nice and easy to eat. Then we got our essential ingredients here. Our Orvieto, that's an Italian from Umbria. It's a Grichetto and Trebbiano blend, really nice. It's light, a little bit, a little salty, great for the seafood. Maybe like an American Sauv Blanc, maybe, if you want to equate it, but or a Pinot Grigio, if you want to equate it. But it's unique and very, very nice. We tasted it about a month ago with Max from United Johnson Brothers, and everybody loved it, as do I. We keep it on the shelf, and again, really good with the seafood. But I think you'll love it there. Oh, excuse me, inhaled that. Trying to get my full palate and got a little bit in the back of the throat. Anyway, it shouldn't do that to you unless you do the same thing I do. Anyway, we have our compound butter, Smiley Brothers finishing butter. That's going to bridge both gaps today. That's going to act as our drying butter for the lobster tail and our finishing butter for the steaks today. We're not showing the steaks. If you'll refer back to our steak video of last week for cooking the steaks, you can do that, or you can do them right on the grill, however you like. They're petite fillets that are coming with this special today. We've got our Plugra, which is the European style butter. It's 82% butter fat, and we're going to show you a little bit more about what that means when we go over to the stove.
Do you sell that at the store?
We do. Yeah, just give us a call. Come down. We have it at the store, and we'll hook you up with it if you need it. And some paprika, just for a little bit of color on top of the lobster tail. It doesn't impart a lot of flavor, so it just gives it a little color, a little kind of pretty to look at. So here we go. Jennifer, come on over here and we'll take a look at some of the butter and what that means and what's going on. So we have in this skillet, this is the butter, this is the Plugra, and we're melting. So what I want to show you here is the yellow stuff, and that's what we need. That's what we're going to take out of here. And you kind of just, we melt it down, and you take the yellow, the white stuff is the butter, or is the milk solids, and the yellow stuff is the butter fat, and that's what we want. And if you read about ghee, and you see it on the shelves in some health food stores and stuff, that's what that is. This is clarified butter, and that's where you take the butter fat out of the milk solids and the salt if you have salted butter, but we don't use salted butter because we want to be able to manage the amount of salt that we cook with. So we use unsalted butter. That way you know exactly how much salt you're getting in your food. So we go that way with it. So you just you melt it down, you let it sit for a minute, and the milk solids will come to the top, and the water will go to the bottom, and there you go.
So Chris, what if you get some of the milk solids in there?
They'll still go to the bottom. So the key is really don't go to the bottom, okay? And they'll come out. And then really, if you want to, you refrigerate. If you're making ghee at home, you'll refrigerate it, and the milk solids won't solidify, right? But the ghee does. The ghee solidifies. It goes back to its solid state. So you can just take the solid part out, and the milk solids you can just dump out. Just transfer your container, and they're gone. So you don't have any problem with that. Okay, so we have our oven preheated to 350, and we're going to show a little technique here on the lobster. Let's get started on that. So got our kitchen shears. These are nice kitchen shears. These are kind of heavy ones. You can cut the chicken back with these, but you know, don't use your good hair cutting scissors on them, but any sturdy pair of scissors will work. And take a look at your lobster tail. You got your bottom and your top, and I go right down the middle of the top. So see if we can do this here, Jen. See if I can get you, let me get you a good angle on this here. See? Let me come around this way. It'll work a little bit better. Right there. Right? And just put your scissors in and just cut the top. I mean, we're just gonna snap, snip, 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 snip down to the bottom, okay? Do this one more time on this one. So you make sure you got it. And these shells are not real hard. They're not real soft like they're molting or anything. So there you go. So once that's done, you're just gonna crack it open just a little bit. Now you can wear gloves if you want to. You don't really have to, but be careful because these little babies here are sharp. They'll poke you. I've drawn blood before when I've had to do a lot of these at once, but not really. And so then, see how I've got my finger down in there? You can just get that started. Just kind of pull it out, almost like doing a shrimp, but it's not. It's a little. These shells are a little sturdier than a shrimp, so that's what you're doing. So we're going to put that up just like that. See if I can get that little piece of shell. You want to watch out for your shells. Get them out. You can rinse it with water if you don't feel comfortable. You got the shells, you know, because they're sharp when you get them in your mouth, and they don't chew very well. So we're going to leave that right open like that on top of your so I just work my finger down in there and from the underneath pull him out. A little bit of firmness, but still delicate, you know, like you're handling your child. Jennifer's laughing. You know, sometimes they need the firm hand, sometimes they need a little massaging, right? It's right in. Put them back down. See, I cracked the shell a little bit on that one, but that's okay. It just sits right back in place and it'll help support it. And right there it is. There you go. Like I said, if you want to wear gloves, you can. I don't a lot of times because I like to have the feel, and in cooking, feel is very, very, very important. You want to feel things, you want to smell things. Touch is vital to being able to tell things. Texture is one of the most important parts of cooking. Color, flavor, texture is something that we all need to be very conscious of. All right. Now, while that's sitting there for a second, let's go over and put some butter in this skillet here. While we're doing that, I'll drop something in the oven there. I've got one done that I want to reheat so you can see when it comes out. But so this is the finishing butter I was talking about. So we're just going to drop it in that pan, and we're going to turn it on. And we're just going to go to medium-low heat and just let it melt nice and gentle. We don't want to cook the stuff that's in there because it's going to impart some good flavors in it. Now, if you remember our cooking video, our steak video the last time, last week, we talked about our iron skillets, and this is what they look like before we get them on the stove and after we get them cleaned up. And see that nice sheen on it? That's just like Teflon. That's what they're like after they're oiled up and cleaned. And all we did with this is just wiped it out and then dampened a rag with oil, with neutral oil, and wiped it back in there. And that's all it takes. That's all you have to do with that. You don't ever hit it with water. You just do that and it's done, and your stuff won't stick to it ever. So that's a good deal. Okay, so here we are. Get ready to put these guys in the oven. So I just put them on a sheet tray. line them up, fan their tails so they look pretty like they're walking along the bottom, okay? And then you want to just sprinkle the paprika on top so they get a little red color. They're going to match their shells. And their shells are going to get a little bit more red as they cook. And then take your clarified butter in your little ladle and just coat the top of it, yeah. If you want, this is where the Orvietto can help, see? It can help a little bit more than what I say. If the steak gets uptight with you, you get uptight with the steak gets uptight with you, it can help your lobster out too, a little bit. You know, it complements. They complement each other. You could sprinkle a little bit of that on top. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it just adds some good flavors. So you can do that and hit it with your butter. And there you go. You're ready to go in the oven. 350-degree oven for about 7 minutes. All ovens cook differently. So we're going to show you what one looks like when it's done, when it comes out. And show you how to eat it too. That's the fun part of it. So anyway, here we go. So we'll put our dirty cutting board away. And let's go travel on over here and get this baby ready to go in the oven. Pull this sucker out. Put it in the pan. It's in the oven. It's right in the middle rack. 7 to 10 minutes. Bring this guy over here. A good shot of him. See there, he just turns a tad pink. He's still soft. He stands right up on his shell. That shell turns bright red. Underneath, it's just turning white. You can just break your fingers apart in there. And then this is the fun part. I don't know what Emily Post has to say about this, but Criss Smiley says it's 100% finger food. That's beautiful. It's soft, it's delicious. Guys, come and get it. Give us a call, pre-order it, we'll have it ready for you to go. 406-8421, that's a 205 area code. Smiley Brothers Specialty Foods. Looking forward to celebrating Mother's Day with you or helping you anyway. Thank you, come and see us.